Have you ever looked at a triangle and wondered what secrets it holds? Triangles are more than just simple shapes, they are fundamental building blocks in the world of geometry. Trigonometry is the key to unlocking those secrets. This fascinating branch of mathematics delves deep into the relationships between the sides and angles of triangles. It's a branch of math that focuses on the relationships between the sides and angles of triangles. By understanding these relationships, we can solve complex problems and make accurate calculations. Don't worry, it's not as intimidating as it sounds. With a bit of practice and the right approach, anyone can master the basics of trigonometry. Trigonometry is like a toolbox filled with tools to help you solve problems involving triangles. These tools include functions like sine, cosine, and tangent, which are essential for understanding the properties of triangles. These tools are especially useful for understanding right triangles, which are triangles with one right angle, or 90 degrees. Why is trigonometry important? Well, it goes beyond just solving math problems, because it has tons of applications in real life. Trigonometry is used in various fields such as engineering, physics, architecture, and even in art. From measuring the height of a building, ensuring structures are safe and sound, to calculating distances in astronomy, helping us understand the vastness of space and the positioning of celestial bodies. Trigonometry helps us understand and navigate the world around us. It plays a crucial role in navigation, allowing sailors and pilots to chart their courses accurately. So, put on your thinking caps and let's dive into the exciting world of trigonometry. Whether you're a student, a professional, or just curious, there's always something new to discover in the realm of triangles. Before we jump into the nitty-gritty of trigonometry, let's get familiar with the star of the show, the right triangle. Remember, a right triangle is a triangle that has one right angle, which measures 90 degrees. The longest side of a right triangle is called the hypotenuse. It's always opposite the right angle. The other two sides are called legs. We often label the legs as opposite and adjacent, depending on which angle we're interested in. Think of it like this. You're standing at one of the acute angles, an angle less than 90 degrees in a right triangle. The side opposite to where you're standing is the opposite side. The side next to you, that's not the hypotenuse, is the adjacent side. See, not so scary, right? Now let's meet the real heroes of trigonometry, the trigonometric ratios. These ratios are the foundation of many concepts in mathematics and science. These ratios are special relationships between the sides of a right triangle. They help us understand the properties of triangles and solve problems involving angles and distances. There are three main ratios you need to know: sine, cosine, and tangent. These are often abbreviated as sin, cos, and tan. They might sound a bit intimidating, but trust me, they're here to make your life easier. Once you get the hang of them, you'll see how powerful and useful they can be. Each ratio compares two sides of a right triangle in relation to one of the acute angles. This means that by knowing just one angle and one side, you can find the other sides and angles. Let's break them down one by one, starting with sine. Sine, the sine of an angle, is the ratio of the opposite side to the hypotenuse. Imagine a right triangle where you know the length of the side opposite the angle and the hypotenuse. By dividing the length of the opposite side by the hypotenuse, you get the sine of that angle. Cosine, the cosine of an angle, is the ratio of the adjacent side to the hypotenuse. This means if you know the length of the side next to the angle and the hypotenuse, you can find the cosine by dividing the adjacent side by the hypotenuse. Tangent. The tangent of an angle is the ratio of the opposite side to the adjacent side. Easy peasy, right? If you know the lengths of the opposite and adjacent sides, you can find the tangent by dividing the opposite side by the adjacent side. Don't worry, we'll practice using these ratios in a bit. With some practice, you'll be able to use sine, cosine, and tangent to solve a variety of problems, from simple calculations to more complex applications in physics and engineering. So let's get started and make these trigonometric ratios your new best friends. Remembering all these ratios might seem like a mouthful, but fear not. There's a handy mnemonic device to help you remember. Sod, car, toe, so. Sine equals opposite over hypotenuse. Car, cosine equals adjacent over hypotenuse. Toe, tangent equals opposite over adjacent. Repeat that a few times and you'll be a trigonometry mnemonic master in no time. Problem solving with trigonometry, finding missing sides. Now that we know about the trigonometric ratios, let's put them to work. Say you have a right triangle and you know one angle and one side length. You can use trigonometry to find the missing side lengths. Here's how it works. First, identify the known angle and side. Look at the triangle and figure out which angle you know and which side length is given. Next, choose the right ratio. Based on the known information, choose the trigonometric ratio, sine, cosine, or tangent, that involves the known side and the side you want to find. Then set up an equation. Write down the chosen trigonometric ratio and plug in the known values. Finally, solve for the unknown. Use algebra to solve for the missing side length. Problem solving with trigonometry. Finding missing angles. Trigonometry isn't just about finding missing sides, it can also help you find missing angles in a right triangle. Here's the game plan. First, identify the known sides. Figure out which two side lengths are given in the problem. Next, choose the correct ratio. Select the trigonometric ratio that uses the two known sides. Then use the inverse trigonometric function. To find the angle, you'll need to use the inverse of the chosen trigonometric function, arcsine, arccosine, or arctangent. Don't let the fancy names scare you. Your calculator has these functions. Finally, calculate the angle. Plug in the known values into the inverse trigonometric function on your calculator to find the missing angle. The unit circle, a circle of trigonometric wonders. For those of you who are feeling extra adventurous, let's take a peek at the unit circle. Imagine a circle with a radius of 1 unit centered at the origin of a coordinate plane. The unit circle helps us visualize trigonometric ratios for all angles, not just those in right triangles. Each point on the unit circle corresponds to an angle. The x-coordinate of the point represents the cosine of the angle, and the y-coordinate represents the sine of the angle. Pretty cool, huh? The unit circle is a powerful tool for understanding the relationships between angles and their trigonometric values, but don't worry if it seems a bit overwhelming right now. Trigonometry in action, real-world applications. Trigonometry isn't just some abstract mathematical concept, it's all around us. It's a fundamental part of our daily lives, even if we don't always realize it. Here are just a few examples of how trigonometry is used in the real world. First, architecture and engineering. These fields rely heavily on trigonometric principles to bring their designs to life. Architects and engineers use trigonometry to design buildings, bridges, and other structures. They calculate precise angles and distances to ensure that their creations are both functional and aesthetically pleasing. They use trigonometric ratios to calculate angles, distances, and forces to ensure structural stability. Without these calculations, our buildings and bridges wouldn't be safe or reliable. Next, navigation. From ships sailing across the ocean to airplanes soaring through the sky, trigonometry plays a crucial role in navigation. It helps navigators chart their course and reach their destinations safely. Pilots and navigators use trigonometry to determine their position, plan routes, and avoid obstacles. They rely on trigonometric calculations to ensure they stay on course and reach their destinations efficiently. Then, surveying. Surveyors use trigonometry to measure distances and heights, create maps, and determine property boundaries. This is essential for construction projects, land development, and even legal disputes over land ownership. They rely on trigonometric ratios and specialized equipment to make accurate measurements. These measurements are crucial for creating detailed and accurate maps, which are used in a variety of applications. These are just a few examples. The possibilities with trigonometry are endless. From the design of everyday objects to the exploration of space, trigonometry is a powerful tool that helps us understand and shape the world around us. Whether you're an engineer, a pilot, a surveyor, or just someone curious about the world, trigonometry has something to offer. Conclusion: trigonometry, your key to understanding the world. Congratulations, you've just embarked on a journey into the world of trigonometry. We've explored the fundamental concepts of right triangles, trigonometric ratios, and even touched upon the unit circle. Remember, trigonometry is a powerful tool that helps us understand and solve problems related to triangles and angles. As you continue to learn and explore, don't be afraid to ask questions and practice what you've learned. With a little effort and a dash of curiosity, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve with trigonometry.